Boxing Truth here, back with another video. I've been away, so I'm gonna start trying to bang out some videos for this last month of what's been a crazy year in boxing in 2019. A lot of fights, a lot of networks involved, a lot of money being thrown around, maybe a little too much boxing on TV nowadays. Showtime on the outs, Steven Espinosa on the hot seat. But let's talk about Deontay Wilder and the unique ability that he has to end the fight on any given notice, at any moment, despite being very flawed, despite not having elite boxing skills. He still has the power to turn the lights out in any given time, which makes him dangerous. And I've always said that Wilder was dangerous, even though I was shitting on him because of the reign he had after knocking out after defeating Stavern to win his first world title. He's made 10 defenses. It is what it is. He was protected, he was coddled, but now he's being let out the cage. However, he's going to get beat on February 22nd against Tyson Fury. He's going to take another L to Fury. This time it will be official. Wilder is what he is. He could be outboxed, he could be outworked, he could be countered, but he's got great conditioning, great self-belief, great athleticism, great power, but he's going to need more than just a right hand to beat Tyson Fury. That's the problem in this fight. Wilder got beat last year. This is to the day. It's been exactly to the day since Wilder and Fury shared the ring together, December 1st of last year. It's been exactly a year, and now they've had their build-up fights. They've had their promotion to make the rematch a lot bigger, which is why the immediate rematch didn't really occur. It didn't make sense for Tyson Fury to fight on Showtime again, only to possibly get robbed again, and for minuscule exposure, limited exposure, only 300,000 buys is what Showtime is able to produce nowadays. They just don't have it. They're on their way out, which is why it was smart of Wilder to move on to Fox. Whether they did big numbers in his Ortiz fight, that's debatable. Most likely they didn't. But, they're going to take the hit now. They're going to take their losses now and cash in on the rematch with Fury, which has the potential to do 1 million buys, depending on how they promote the fight, of course. If ESPN and Fox are both involved, that can only spell good news for both of these fighters in terms of how this pay-per-view is going to be, how it's going to perform in this new age of boxing. Now, pay-per-view is starting to become obsolete with this DAZN deal, with DAZN around, but PBC is still handing out their constant pay-per-views, so it's going to cost extra to watch PBC fighters go at it against other fighters or within their stable. For Wilder, look, he hasn't really improved. I would say in a few years. He's pretty much the same. I don't think he's gotten any better since the first Fury fight. He relies on his power, doesn't concern himself with winning rounds. It's not his style. But you're going to need more than a right hand to beat Tyson Fury. That's just not going to cut it. You're going to need more weapons. There's just going to come a time in the day where someone's going to be able to take your power, which Fury did in the first fight. There's going to come a time where you're not going to be able to land that big shot, and which Wilder almost didn't do in the first Fury fight. It took him 11 and a half rounds to really get a good right hand on him, and Fury got up. And this was not the best version of Tyson Fury. This was an out of shape, inactive, fought 2 no-hopers in his return, just pretty much to get his feet wet after so long out of the ring. And Wilder got schooled by him. He got embarrassed. He got outboxed. He lost as many as 9 to 10 rounds in that first Fury fight. The 2 knockdowns saved him. The last knockdown in the last round saved him from suffering a defeat. But it's coming, y'all. Wilder's reign is gonna come to an end. And honestly, I mean, they're saying the fight's signed, so I don't think Wilder could get out of this rematch if he wanted to, especially depending on what happens next Saturday in Saudi Arabia. If I'm Wilder's team, I don't want nothing at all to do with Fury. If an inactive, out-of-shape Fury can embarrass Wilder like that, imagine what an in-shape, more active, more motivated Fury this time is going to do to Wilder in a rematch. It might even be worse. He might even get stopped. But Wilder's reign is going to come to an end on February 22nd. You need more than the right hand to beat Tyson Fury. You need more than just trying to land that one big shot. Wilder still has a chance. He still has a chance to knock Fury out. But he's limiting his chances to win by just relying on that right hand. He's got to do something different in his rematch. That's just not going to cut it. You need more weapons. And Wilder hasn't really improved. People say he's improved. I don't see it. He did worse in the rematch against Luis Ortiz. The only thing he did better was that he ended the fight shorter. But he did worse in this rematch compared to the first fight. I don't even think Wilder won a round in the second fight. But it didn't matter. He got the job done. He was expected to knock out Ortiz. Ortiz is not what he was 5 years ago, not even 3 years ago. He's an older guy now. And Wilder has been fighting guys since the first Fury fight that he's supposed to knock out, that he was heavily favored to do so. So you can't really get much out of his 2 subsequent victories since he fought Fury. He fought 2 overmatched opponents, guys that he was supposed to beat, that he was expected to beat. But now he's going to head into his rematch with the same strategy, just trying to land that big right hand, and it's not going to be enough. Wilder's going to get beat. The Wilder fanboys are going to be in hiding come February 22nd. And what's going to be the coronation of Tyson Fury, another notch under his belt. He deserved the fight in the first fight. He will get his official victory over Wilder come early next year. And what's an anticipated rematch between the two. But we'll see. I don't think Wilder can get out of this rematch, especially if Ruiz beats Joshua again. Because if I'm Team Wilder, if Ruiz beats Joshua again, that's the fight I want Wilder to take. I don't want Wilder to get schooled by Fury in a rematch and look terrible, look like shit for 11 and a half rounds until he finally lands a big punch. And this time it probably is not going to land. As Fury's going to be better, sharper, in better shape, more active. It's going to be another schooling session, and it might even be a fight where Wilder gets possibly stopped. Fury can hurt Wilder. You hurt Wilder in that last round after he got knocked around. So that 1-2 down the pipe that was working so well for him in the first fight, this time it could result into a possible stoppage victory. You know, Fury did the right thing in not taking the immediate rematch. Now he has more power in this fight compared to when he first fought Wilder. He's got the ESPN promotional backing now. He has Bob Arum behind in his corner now. So it's a little more even Steven this time around. This time, while Fury's not up against it, fighting an American fighter on American soil. This time, it's going to be in Las Vegas, the second home of Tyson Fury. This time, it should be fairer officiating, fairer judging, as Wilder only took the first fight because they thought he was done. And they were almost right. Fury really shouldn't have taken that fight the first time. He wasn't in the condition he needed to be in. But he showed that he's a freak of nature, that he's that good, that he can take all this time off and come back and still beat top heavyweights. And now he's fully prepared now. He's gotten the rust off. He's fought two tough, unknown guys, but undefeated, younger, fresher guys than even Ortiz. Wallen and Schwartz were younger and fresher guys than Ortiz. Guys that were in their prime and were good size heavyweights. So Fury is all tuned up, ready to go. And what will be a bigger rematch this time. And Wilder will get his first official L, as his reign will come to an end on February 22nd. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.